Manchester United forward Joshua Zirkzee started on his first ever international start for the Netherlands. Joshua Zirkzee knows how to make a good impression. His debut goal for Manchester United was the perfect way to get his career at the club up and running. The defeat to Liverpool showed there is still work to be done, and he has been able to give himself a big confidence boost in action for the Netherlands. Zirkzee made his first ever international start for the Dutch against Bosnia, having only featured as a substitute previously. Joshua Zirkzee made an instant impact as the Netherlands crushed Bosnia 5-2. The Manchester United striker led the way. Zirkzee netted in the 13th minute of the game with a very smart header directed behind him into the bottom corner. He provided an assist just before halftime, setting up teammate and top performer on the night, Tijani Reinders. Zirkzee created 4 chances in total during his 74 minutes on the pitch, showing his excellent link-up play. It was a historic night, with Opta Johan reporting he was just the 4th Dutch player since 1978 to score an assist in the same match on their first ever Netherlands start. Zirkzee also ensured the Netherlands matched a previous streak of scoring in 26 consecutive home matches, equaling a tally they previously set in 1961. Manchester United fans were excited to see Joshua Zirkzee produce such a strong performance and show what he is capable of. One fan wrote excitedly, "Joshua Zirkzee, see you next weekend against Southampton." Another added Joshua Zirkzee's link-up play is absolutely insane, and this kind of play would suit Bruno Fernandes and Rasmus Højlund perfectly. And another fan exclaimed, "Zirkzee bags a goal and an assist in his first start for the Netherlands. We've signed a true baller." A 4th supporter demanded, "Joshua Zirkzee, we want this in a red shirt." And another wrote, "This signing will be a success. Joshua Zirkzee is a baller." One fan's assessment noted Joshua Zirkzee shows so much promise. His link-up play is fantastic and his ability to find players in behind is amazing. He needs to be used properly, and we need to make sure our 2 wingers take advantage of his ability. A 7th supporter added Zirkzee balling for Netherlands, showing once again why a lot of our fan base does not understand football. This is a potentially elite forward that just needs time to adapt to the league. Unfortunately, he's got to adapt in a very flawed system. And another United fan noted impressive performance from Zirkzee, could have had more assists too. The match against Bosnia was the easier of 2 matches Joshua Zirkzee and Netherlands faced during this international break. The Dutch's next game is against Germany, who will present a tougher test. He has warmed up in the best way possible. United fans wouldn't mind if Zirkzee got a rest, with the Premier League match with Southampton awaiting early next Saturday. But it looks like his starring performance against Bosnia has ensured he is first in line to start. In fact, there will be outcry in the Netherlands if he is dropped to the bench. Meanwhile, Uruguay boss hails great Manuel Ugarte as £42 million star, shows why Manchester United signed him. If this is Manuel Ugarte only half fit, then Manchester United have a lot to look forward to. The Red Devils' new £42 million midfielder would have been forgiven for looking a little off the pace during Uruguay's World Cup qualifier against Paraguay on Friday night. Manuel Ugarte has not had the luxury of a pre-season after all, after being bombed out of the Paris Saint-Germain squad by Luis Enrique. And while there were a few occasions when Manchester United's number 25 was a second or two late to the party, understandably, still a little rusty Manuel Ugarte won an impressive 75% of his duels both on the ground and in the air. Which much has been made of Ugarte's tough tackling style. He produced the most tackles in League One since a pre-Leicester City N'Golo Kante at PSG last term. His imposing 6-foot frame also makes the former Sporting Lisbon enforcer a useful aerial presence, especially when it comes to clearing away long balls fired down the field. One first-half challenge would certainly have put a smile on the faces of the United supporters. As a Paraguay forward threatened to race into the penalty area, Ugarte dived in and knocked the ball out of his stride with a perfectly timed yet crunching sliding tackle. Forget the new Casemiro, this was a dispossession straight out of Aaron Wan-Bissaka's playbook. We had players with a great ability to recover the ball. Uruguay's legendary head coach Marcelo Bielsa said after a hard-fought 0-0 draw, via debate, a handful of fierce challenges, one of the few things those in attendance had to cheer during a rather dull encounter. In fact, I think this is what the fans celebrated the most, the number of balls recovered by our 2 fullbacks in Ugarte. During his official unveiling as a Manchester United player on deadline day last week, technical director Dan Ashworth labelled the granite-carved 23-year-old one of the very best ball-winning midfield players in the world. Ugarte alone will not solve Man United's tactical issues. The under-pressure Erik ten Hag has not only undermined Casemiro's greatest strengths, but also exposed his most obvious flaws with a kamikaze midfield setup. One suspects that if Ugarte is to succeed in stopping Man United being carved through like a knife cutting into hot butter, Ten Hag will have to adapt or start looking for another job. Still, former Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur and England midfielder Jamie Redknapp believes that Ugarte could quickly become a load-bearing pillar in a Man United team crying out for a bit of ferocity. He is very aggressive. Redknapp tells Sky Sports he is what they probably need. Casemiro last year obviously was a huge disappointment. Ugarte coming in, he is going to be a really good signing. He is aggressive, he wins the ball back. You get the feeling that he is made for the Premier League because that's an area where they really need to strengthen. It's hard to find players in that mold. Ugarte's passing range is perhaps the most obvious area of his game which needs some improvement, as highlighted by United legend Paul Scholes. But while hardly an elite ball progressor like his idol Sergio Busquets, the man himself believes that his on-the-ball qualities have been a little underplayed. Ugarte completed 87% of his passes against Paraguay, and although often chooses the simple option, there were still 10 passes fizzed into the final third, Ugarte proving that he is not merely someone who keeps things ticking over. Joshua Zirkzee's standout performance for the Netherlands and Manuel Ugarte's tough, determined playstyle offer a glimpse of a bright future for Manchester United. These rising stars are ready to make their mark, and they need our support to do it. Let's rally behind them both on and off the pitch, because with talents like Zirkzee and Ugarte in our squad, the future at Old Trafford is promising. Now's the time to back the new generation. Let's make it count.